When people think about hauntings, they think about ghosts or demon hauntings. But what I have experienced was something that really haven't heard from anyone else, other than a few signs, but they don't know what's happening to them. But this is an entity that is the most common entity on the astral plane, and that is the astral fragment. The astral fragment is a primitive but malicious entity on the astral plane that takes the form of animals and insects. And they all share an interesting theme. They all have the requirements of what would meet the classification of an unclean animal, which is found in the Jewish scriptures. So we're talking about cats and crabs and insects and other things that, again, if they meet the criteria, they are considered unclean. Now, how do they appear to humans? Well, it's possible to see the actual entities. I've seen them, but most of the time they appear as orbs. I mean, most of what people see on the astral plane is orbs. So these orbs are color coded. They are red, which is a flying creature, white, which is a ground creature, a land creature, and then green, which is a marine creature. Now, as for my experience, I've seen these entities on the astral plane. I even one time saw a black cat on the ceiling of my bedroom, and it was running around on the ceiling. That was really creepy. And another time I woke up and I literally saw all these entities, these astral fragments, and they were all staring back at me. But when they somehow became aware that I saw them, I think after like 1.5, maybe 2 seconds, when they became aware that I was aware of them, they all started running away. And I saw crabs, and I saw some sort of like centipede. I even saw ants going along my door frame, my door hinge. And that was really creepy. So apparently they know when you're looking at them. So what do they feed on? Well, astral fragments depend on life force. Life force is a metaphysical substance that keeps your soul anchored to your body. And so what happens, however, is that you have to defile yourself. Okay, and this is when you eat something or drink something that's considered unclean. Again, go to the Old Testament to figure out what's unclean, okay, for starters. But when you do that, your natural psychic defenses open up when you're defiled. And what happens is an astral fragment will attach itself to you. And that's why they're staring at you. They're staring at you, following you around, waiting you to make that one choice to where your body is defiled so they can rush and get onto you first. Because your body could obviously only hold one astral fragment at a time. Now, where did they come from? How did they get here? What was their original purpose? There were a group of divine beings who created astral fragments as a means to keep demonkind from doing their purpose when they have become mutated to a certain extent by other divine beings who were mutating the demons to get back at God for exiling them. So these groups of gods and goddesses created astral fragments. And these astral fragments would attack demons, attack their lairs in droves, and try and use demonic life force to grow and evolve. But when God exiled these divine beings, when these divine beings knew they were going to be exiled, they mutated the astral fragments to go after human life force now. And that's when they became a threat to us, which is somewhere within the last 1 million years of our existence of the universe, because demonkind started becoming mutating 1 million years ago, or about 1 million years ago. So this was relatively recently. So how do you know if you're being haunted by an astral fragment? Well, if you see the orbs and you see a lot of them, that's one sign. Another sign is, of course, you're making physical contact. You're feeling an animal or an insect on you. You obviously can't see it, but you might be getting stung, bites, or maybe something's licking you here, or maybe somewhere in the chest or in the pelvic area. Okay, it's not pleasant at all. And those are signs. And there are ways to get around to deal with this. You can burn sage, that will work, but it will not completely erase the problem. And you will have to burn sage every 24 hours to as much as treat an infestation of astral fragments. You could use a quartz stone. I am not entirely sure which quartz stone you might need to be used. You might need to do some research on that. I honestly forgot. I used the clear one, I think it's the rose crystal, and I used to rub it on areas where I was being attacked. It provided some relief, but only for a few moments. What I would do is get your house blessed by a Catholic priest. Okay, that will give you, I believe, 30 days of protection. No astral fragments, no demons. The house is holy. But before those 30 days run out, have the priest come back and bless it. All right, so that is an astral fragment. Those are astral fragments for you. They are the most common entity on the astral plane. And they are one of the most misunderstood. And again, some mediums do not believe they in fact exist. And so let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments. And also, if you want to, I am on Reddit. I talk a lot on the paranormal forum there. I would encourage you to go and read more on the information I have. And I just want to say on my channel, I'm going to go ahead and just go in one direction in this channel. I'm going to start just doing paranormal topics and giving my own perspective on them. If anyone would like to, have a one-on-one conversation with me, I totally welcome that, though I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still very new to YouTube. And I'd like to do reaction videos, but of course it's a legal gray area, so I'm gonna have to work on that and do more research. But if you have any ideas or any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Have a good day.